Welcome to Friday Night Chats. I hope everybody had a nice week. I had a week off and I used it to organize. I was actually working a lot. My garage needs a lot of organization. Yeah, kind of a working holiday in a sense. I also bought a shed. I already got junk piled all around it, but I bought this so that I could put comic books in boxes because I have them stacked in my garage, and it was difficult for me to basically, it was like a hoarding situation, and so now I have a lot more room to be able to walk around. So I don't want to leave those comics out there. It's kind of temporary. It's because right now I am organizing. Unfortunately, some of them will probably have to stay out there for a while, but you don't need to know all that. So, the ongoing saga of me trying to organize my hoarding situation. So, we are going to start this with a gay test. Now, you got to be honest, right? So, this is official. It came from Facebook. So, you have to be honest with yourself. What do you see first? Okay, I'm going to show you the image. This is a gay test. Like I said, it's official. Okay, are you ready? It's what you see first. If you saw Spider-Man first, sorry, you're gay. If you saw boobies first, well, then you're straight. And you know what I saw first? I absolutely saw Spider-Man first. I'm 100% gay. I own up to it. But there you go. If you saw those boobies, then hey, you are. Oh, I have to say breasts. Sleepy doesn't like when I say boobies. If you saw them breasts, then you're straight. All right. I'm going to go over 3 albums today. And so I'm going to break it up because I didn't want to do them all at once. So I'm going to start with my first one. So I've had these on rotation for the last 2 weeks. They're all albums that I was really, really interested in. 2 are really new, and I'll talk about the third one when I get to it. It's just slightly a bit older. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this album, which has got this very minimalist cover. This is Sable Fable. Sable Fable. It's called Sable Fable by Bon Iver. Bon Iver. I guess it means good winner. So this is a singer songwriter that I followed his career. I really like his stuff. He does mostly playing the guitar and singing. He's got a gorgeous, almost at sometimes otherworldly voice. But on his more recent albums, he's gone a little bit like synth, like electronic. I don't like it as much. I certainly don't hate it. It's interesting. I just think he's got such a gorgeous voice. And to like modulate it and hide it, I think is a real shame. However, I don't mind the songs. He's got a mix of both on this album. I'm going to go ahead and play one track for you so that you can hear what it sounds like. So here we go. Let me get this. Oh, wait, do I? I don't even have my volume up.
What can wax, can wait.
Let's start it from the beginning.
Oh, but many things can change. What can wax, can wait. Things can get replayed. And if it's all the same, oh, just take my hand and place it on your blade. Oh, but many things can change.
All right, I filled up the screen because so when I play the clip, sometimes I'm sitting here moving my head and singing along, and I'm like, nobody wants to see that. So, like I said, this is just him singing, and I really appreciate his singing. I just think he's got a gorgeous voice. His lyrics are also very confessional. Like you feel like you're learning about his relationships and kind of going through what he's going through. That might be a lot for some people, but I really, really enjoy it. Let's hear another clip.
It serves to suffer, make a hole in my foot.
Ew, my iPad's dirty. That's all dirt. Sorry, people. I'm embarrassed.
As I fill my book, it serves to suffer, make a hole in my foot. And I hope you look as I fill my book.
Okay, I let it play because I was talking over it when it first. I'm going to try to clean this off, but I'm going to mess up where I am. All right, yeah, dirty iPad. Dirty bit. All right. So in that clip, you get a sense of his vocals. I love his vocals. All right, and we're gonna play the third and final clip that I got for you.
I don't like the way it's, I don't like the way it's looking. I get caught looking in the mirror on the regular. 'Cause I don't like the way it's,
All right, pause. So I don't think I'm doing this review justice because I didn't include any of his modulated vocals. And then he also, in some songs, tries to be a little bit edgy, I think. For example, he has this one song about "I want to be inside you," and he sings it with this like modulated voice. The first time I heard that, I was kind of cringing, but I got used to it and I started to really like it. If you like these clips and what you heard, you're gonna really like this album. I was hesitant at the beginning, but man, after a few listens, I love this album. So I think it's a very strong entry into his catalog. And that's Bon Iver, Fable, Sable. Okay, I didn't read any books this week because I've just been doing other things. I've been playing a lot of video games at night and that kind of thing. But I did watch a lot of TV shows. And normally I just said, hey, I watched this. But since I'm going to pad this out, so I'm going to talk about each show. But I'm not going to give spoilers because there's a couple of shows that I know people want to see and they might not have gotten around to it. So I definitely won't spoil them. I'll just talk about them in general. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is a movie that I saw, which was just a very strange kind of hybrid documentary fictional story. And it is called 2073. And it stars the woman from The Walking Dead who is the leader of the Whisperers. Sorry, I don't know her name. She's a good actress, and she was actually quite intimidating in The Walking Dead. She's fine here. It's about people under heavy surveillance from the state after some kind of apocalypse. And this is really what leads up to the apocalypse. And it comes back in our time and starts talking and showing clips about things that are going on and what leads up. So it's this cautionary tale with an apocalyptic feel to it. It's a very strange film. Like I said, it's a hybrid between documentary and post-apocalyptic, sci-fi movie. And I think it fails on both accounts just because it tries to do both. And I think if it had done one or the other, it would have been more successful. But it's not a bad movie. It's just weird and it's strange. And I would say that this is a 3 out of 5. I just found myself like my mind wandering during the movie, and I always felt like I wanted to do other things. So, but the visuals, everything, the information that it gives, it was very insightful, very prescient. It's important stuff. I think that the sci-fi element kind of threw it off and drug it out a bit. So 2073, and it's by Asif Kapadia. Or Kapadia, I'm not sure how to say that. Okay, I'm following my paper because I spread out the 3 albums that I'm going to cover. Okay, I was scrolling and I saw that there's a new Doctor Who. And they just started a new season. And so I'm one of these people who I like Doctor Who, but I'm not a Doctor Who fanatic. I've watched almost half of the regenerated Who, like when it started, and a lot of them are really, really good. I just think in many ways Doctor Who is silly, but it's still fun. But so many people take it, too seriously, I think. It is kind of a good escapist sci-fi show, and I do enjoy it. And when I put on the first episode and they started playing the Doctor Who theme, like, I was all in, because I was enjoying it on my brand new speakers that I got. But anyways, so I started not the new season, but the season where the new Doctor came on. And the name of the episode was Church on Ruby Street, because not only is there a new Doctor, there's also a new companion. And I do have a picture. So here's a picture from the episode. So this is the new Doctor, and this is the new companion, Ruby. And this was a Christmas special, and it was about goblins, and also about time travel. And so I ended up really enjoying this because I love the time travel aspect of this. And it's either in this one or the next one where there's a very short scene about the butterfly effect, and it's really good. I think it's in this episode, but no, I don't. I actually think it's in the next one. But either way, that scene alone is a lot of fun. I should probably just show it to you because it doesn't ruin it. But yeah, I enjoyed that. This show, Christmas episode, a lot of fun. I especially liked when they change the present, and the Doctor goes back to our time from the future and sees all the changes, and then he's got to go and fix it to make everything right. So I'm all over those kind of episodes. So that one was a hit for me. Next, I watched the penultimate episode of Daredevil. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it. And that is episode 8. So in this episode, it's leading up to the Kingpin taking over New York City. And it's not a big spoiler. This whole arc is about Daredevil versus Kingpin. And of course, Vincent D'Onofrio is so good as the Kingpin. And of course, Charlie Cox is great as Daredevil. And this whole season has been a lot of fun. But this was an episode to get us to the season finale. This episode is very good. But I'll be talking about the season finale in a little while. And that one was called Isle of Joy. My friend Judy wrote to me and said that a really famous pulp artist died. His name is Roger McGinnis. There was a big article in the New York Times. Now, he died in March? Yeah, March. But it wasn't in the New York Times till now. And he's got gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. He did paperbacks for Dell. He also did movie posters. And look at this one. When She Was Bad. That one's awesome. Kill Now and Pay Later. Look at that gorgeous art. Now, what I did was, and here are some of his famous movie posters. So James Bond, Barbarella, and Breakfast at Tiffany's. So he's a very successful and very prolific artist. But what I'm going to say is that I actually ordered his art book, and I'm going to try to get a hold of some of the paperbacks, and I'm actually going to do a more in-depth video about Roger McGinnis. His artwork is really, really nice. All right, it is time for our second album. Are you ready for this? So Perfume Genius put out a new album, and I've been listening to it. a lot. It's called Glory. Let me show you what the cover looks like. Okay, here it is. It's the cover to this is awesome. I don't know why, but I just really like that image. It's pretty funny. So Perfume Genius is an artist that I really, really like. He's got this like high voice, but it's also it's trembly, but it can be powerful. He writes sometimes kind of provocative lyrics, but and his videos, like when I will go on Perfume Genius Jags, is that how you do it? Where I will just watch video after video. His videos are fascinating to watch him. He's a really interesting performer. And I've also seen him in concert. So anyways, this album is his new one. It's called Glory. And the first two singles that came out were videos. The videos were a lot of fun. And it seemed like this album was going to be really, really good. So first off, I'll go ahead and play the first two, what do you call it? Yeah, the singles that came out. That's not it. This one. It's a mirror. Okay, so I think that was the first single, and the video was really, really interesting. It's a very strong song, to herald this album. I was totally into it. Then there was another single, which I actually heard both of them at the same time. I don't know if one came out before the other, and this one is called No Front Teeth.
No front teeth, where they all used to go, broken apart and shining. No front teeth, where they all used.
So in that video clip, you can hear his voice, which is kind of high, trembly, but also very strong. His voice is really, really appealing to me. So I was all over that song as well. Now, when the actual album dropped, a lot of the critics and myself, and I have a friend, we were listening to it and we were like, oh, the rest of the album is just not that good. So I put it in my playlist and I've been playing it, and I'm going to have to disagree. Now, one critic said that this is a step back. The rest of the album sounds like his initial stuff and that he hasn't moved on. Because his initial stuff sounds a little bit different, and then he went in new directions. And like I said, the critic said this was a step back. Excuse me. That might be true, but I don't know anything about that. I'm really enjoying this album. The more I hear it, the more that I think that this album is really, really good. I'm going to have to disagree. I'm really enjoying this album. So I'm going to play two more clips from it.
Photographs of familiar faces kept hidden and folded over. Blankets are torn out, pages, and I carry it on my shoulder. Photographs of familiar.
So again, you can hear his wavery, trembly voice, but I just, like I said, I find it really appealing. But that to me is a standout track on this album. There's quite a few, and even the songs that I didn't pick to showcase, I feel that they're strong and they do grow on you. I'm gonna play another track, the last one. Capizio. All right, so if you dug what I played for you, then you will enjoy this album. If you liked the first two but not the others, well, then you might agree with what the critics are saying. So maybe just listen to those two, because both of those songs are bangers. Like, they're a lot of fun. And the rest, like I said, you're going to hear him, go put his voice to a higher register, like on that last clip I played. He's very good at doing that. But in many aspects, his His vocal styles, I don't think, are for everybody, but I really enjoy his singing. So that was Perfume Genius with his new album, Glory. Okay, so next I watched the next episode of Doctor Who, which is called Space Babies. And I'm going to have to, like I said, I think the butterfly thing effect happened in this one. So in this episode, they go onto a space station and all the adults are gone and there are, except one, and there's just a bunch of babies there. And the babies have adult minds and they can speak fully, but they're still infant-like. I'm going to have to tell you that these babies kind of freak me out because they use technology to make their mouths move and talk. But they're just real baby actors. And so watching a baby like, oh, I don't know. It was weird and freaky. It's not a bad episode at all. It's kind of fun. And the monster's a little bit weird too. But the freaky babies. If you just want to watch it just for the freaky babies. Okay. So next, my husband and I started watching the new season of Black Mirror. Remember, I'm not going to spoil it, so don't worry. So the first episode right out the gate was slamming. I haven't seen all of them. I've got 2 left. The first episode by far is the best of all of them. I think they wanted to hit the ground running. This is called Common People. And it stars those 3 actors. Wow, this episode uses tech in ghoulish ways. It shows what technology, how technological advances really hurt the working class, which is why it's called The Common People. And man, this episode will depress the hell out of you. At the end of the episode, I was waiting for it. I turned to my husband. He's like, that was so depressing. I knew it was coming because it really is a depressing episode, but it's by far the best. If you can't handle that, like some sad stories, don't watch this episode. But wow, you're going to be missing out because it's so good. So next, I watched another episode of Doctor Who. And this one is called The Devil's Chord. And this was about a god who takes away music from the world and what are the effects. And so in this episode, Doctor Who and his companion, the companion picks, hey, I'd like to see the Beatles recording their first album at the studio. So they go back and that's how the episode starts. And the Beatles don't have music. Well, they do have music, but they have no, the music isn't good. It's just something people do because they kind of, like, it's something that they're supposed to do, but they don't get any enjoyment out of it. They don't have good lyrics and whatever. And this god of music or discord, I don't remember what this actor was hilarious. So campy, so over the top, and so perfect for the role. He really, or I should say they. They's called they. They's called they. I want to say he's called they, but they's called they in the episode. But wow, they do a great job. This was a fun, campy episode. Next, Black Mirror episode 2. And this one was called Bête Noire. Now, this episode wasn't as good as the first, but still a lot of fun. And this is what would happen if someone you tormented in school came to work with you. And that's how it starts out. And it goes wild places from there. I don't want to spoil it, but what happens is, again, right up my alley, when it comes to tech, and I don't want to spoil it again. But if you watch my channel, you know the kind of things that I like, so you can probably interpret what what happens in the episode. All right. we are at our third album. Now, this album was a little bit older, and I have a Spotify playlist that comes out every Monday, and it creates it for me, and I listen to it. And there was a Natalie Merchant song in it, and I'm a big Natalie Merchant fan. And I guess when this album came out a couple years ago, I never really listened to the music, which is a shame. And so the album is called, let me see, where do I have the image of it? Didn't I get one? Here it is. It's called Keep Your Courage. Now, I'm going to say that this is an album I'm absolutely going to have to buy on CD because Natalie Merchant usually puts a lot of really good liner notes. And I'm thinking that a lot of these songs are based on myths or those kind of stories. So I really do want to know the background to a bunch of these songs. This album is stellar. It's by far the best of the three. I give this album 5 out of 5 stars. Natalie Merchant will take you on a journey, and she will play with your emotions. Her voice is that good. The lyrics are amazing. She's such a consummate artist. And I was like, well, I was blown away by this album. So we're going to go ahead and listen to 3 clips. I was trying to show you the credits that roll along because this one is a duet. Now, this was the song that was in my Spotify playlist, and it's basically 2 women who seem to be at the sea, and they're appealing to the goddess Aphrodite to come to them. And I was like, what is this? It kind of reminded me of Martha Wainwright's song, that is appealing to a goddess, and right now I cannot remember. Of course, I've got such a bad memory for these things. The one who's taken to Hades for half the year. Anyways, sorry about that. But this song is, 2 women like appealing to a goddess to come to their aid. Great song, and I was like, whoa, how come I don't know this? So then I went and investigated the album, and I put it in my list, and I've been listening to it nonstop, and I love it. So let's hear another. You've gone so far away, Sister Chili. And you're gone. You've gone so far away. You've gone. So this song, I'm kind of sad because I wanted to play a much longer clip. So that was the chorus, and it seems to be about a woman lamenting the loss of an older friend. I wanted to know if this person was perhaps a drag queen, but I could have been reading into that. I don't know. Most likely not. But she is lamenting this friend that's gone. And she gives a litany of all the things that were unique and quirky about the character. And, there are a lot of songs written about people who have, died. But this one seems different in the litany, the list of things. It's just really, really endearing. And you can feel the pathos in the way she sings this. She's so good, Natalie Merchant. All right, now let's go ahead and listen to the third track. To hunt the wren on the wide open ground. Hunting the wren. They flock round the soldiers in jackets so red. To hunt the wren on. Okay, so this song, it's so hard to get that in a clip because this song takes you on a journey. It's the story of a wren and how it's hunted mercilessly. And this seems to be like the telling of a fable, like how the wren got its wings or something like that. And then how it's persecuted, and the pathos in this song. Like, I would stop and just listen to this, and I was like sad listening to her singing about a small bird. She does such a good job on this song. This song is a standout track. Just listen to this one if you don't listen to anything else, and just be ready to be taken away on this like transformative journey about a bird. It's going to make you sad. Why don't you listen to this song after watching the first episode of Black Mirror, which was called The Common People? All right, so those were the 3 albums that I had to review. I'd love to know in the comments which one did you like. They were all kind of singer-songwriter-y today. I also have a couple of albums that I put in this list, but I didn't want to review them for time. And there's a thread going around, and I saw Vinyl Richie's version, I think, first, where there's 1,001 songs, and someone said, listen to this instead of this. This should be in the 1,001 instead of that. And so I've been putting a couple of the albums that people mentioned in the list, and I've been listening to them. All right, so I'm almost done. I've got about 3 or 4 more things to chat about. So after Natalie Merchant, I wanted to mention that Ben Rankins is doing a really nice new series where he interviews people and he gives them points for answering questions. It's pretty funny. And not only funny, you get to, meet or find out about people that you don't know. For example, the second episode, I didn't know the person that he was interviewing. The first episode, he interviewed Embryonic Robot, and I'm a big fan of his channel. But it was still fun to see those two. I called it the War of the Gargantuas, the 2 of those together. But I really wanted to mention Ben Rankins because his band, the 1980, have more songs released on Bandcamp. Now, I haven't listened to them yet, but I am going to listen to them and review them like I did for the first batch of songs. And I don't know if you remember, but I really liked those songs. And I'm not just saying that because, he's a YouTuber that I know. Those songs are genuinely very good. So I'm actually looking forward to listening to the next batch of songs. And when I do that, I'll review them. Now, I did a record store day video, and I got a comment. Oh, so first off, my record store videos, they usually do well. Like, I've had almost 3,000 views, and I usually get like 50, and I got like 3,000. But then you're going to get some weird comments. So one person wrote to me, "You are the creepiest record collector I've ever encountered on YouTube. You didn't even buy any record store day releases." So I wrote, man, that comment made me laugh because, number one, I don't really think that I'm the creepiest YouTuber out there, but I guess this person, Bruiser Bong 4001, said that he's not 2001, he's 4001. He said that I am the creepiest record collector that he's ever seen on YouTube. I'm just like, really? Am I that creepy? I guess I'm trying to understand this because I did use some foul words in the title, but they came up in my video, right? And it was just, and I wrote inadvertently. And yes, I didn't buy anything at Record Store Day, but I did buy things from the shop, and I did show the albums in the bins. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm creepy. I immediately sent that comment to a whole bunch of people. I was like, dude, can you believe this? It was pretty funny for me. So I wasn't angry. I was just like, gosh, this is pretty hilarious. So those famous YouTubers, what they have to put up with all the time. All right. Next, I was listening to the radio while I was taking a shower, and there was this commercial on, and they were saying something like, "Make sure you check with your da-da-da-da-da and sleep with your doctor." And I was like, did they just recommend that everybody go sleep with their doctors? They meant to write check and sleep. Check, make sure you check your da-da-da-da and sleep. Check your sleep with your doctor. But that's not how it sounded. And I was like, how come, did nobody hear that when they were putting this commercial on the radio? Like, could nobody hear that they were recommending that people sleep with their doctor? Like, it's a commercial. Nobody, like, when they were writing it out, that nobody caught that. When they practiced the script, nobody caught that. When they actually listened to it before they published it, nobody heard that. And on the radio, nobody has called in and said, why are you recommending that we all sleep with our doctors? And why am I harping on it? It was pretty funny. I was like, I guess they don't have editors out there. And finally, we're going to get to Daredevil episode 9. Remember, I'm not going to spoil anything except there is a guest star. And so I'm going to show that. There's actually 2 guest stars. So in this episode, we have Daredevil and the Punisher going up almost against Kingpin. But Daredevil is not fully physical. Something happened in episode 8. I'm not going to spoil it. So he's not fully capable of being Daredevil. This was a slamming season finale. So good. And it's set up, the ending, it's like, boom. I'm not going to spoil it, but it just keeps you jonesing for more. So thank goodness there's going to be a Daredevil Born Again part 2. Now, I went online, and originally I guess they were going to do 13 episodes, but then they decided that they were going to break it in half. So they did 9 this season. I guess I don't know if they'll still be 13. Maybe they'll make extra. I don't know. But there is going to be a season 2. And wow, I just spit. Wow, was this a fun episode. I thoroughly enjoyed Daredevil Born Again. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Let me see. I'm scanning through my pictures. Did I forget anything? Oh, I forgot to tell you, I've been doing a puzzle. So I thought I had 2 pictures. Where's the other one? Oh, yeah, I do. So I've been looking at puzzle videos online. I know. I just really like puzzles. And a lot of people were saying, oh, you could put a piece of foam board if you don't have a good table, and you could put that in your lap, and it works. And it totally does. So I was doing this puzzle. It's this one. So I've had this for a while, and it's the Wolfman. And if you think that this puzzle is difficult, you are right. I knew when I opened this up, it's like almost, there's like, 3 colors in this thing? This thing is so hard. So anyways, after the first day, and I'm talking hours and hours and hours, that's how far I was. It was taking me forever. And initially, I thought I had lost a piece. But it turns out that up here, I hooked something wrong, and I flipped this part down to here, and it went all into place. And so right up until before I filmed this video, I'm there now. So as you can see, I did this. And normally letters are so easy. Like this, I did so fast. And this, I did so fast. But for some reason, those letters were nightmarish to complete. They were so hard. I don't know why. But yeah, this whole puzzle has just been so puzzling. But I love puzzles, and I'm enjoying it. It's a challenge. I'm definitely not giving up. I'm about what would you say? Like 50%, maybe 60, but I've still got the hardest parts to do, and this is all black. And then this is almost monotone. It's like all one. That's going to be difficult. So here I am, like, struggling to get through this. But what I've seen online is that there are actual poster portfolios that you can slide your puzzles into. So I might actually save this, shellac it, and put it into a poster portfolio. I'm thinking I could do something with this. I would love to hang this up in my room. And I got four posters, four puzzles in this series, and unfortunately they're all monochrome. Like the creature from the Black Lagoon is green and white, basically. And so it's going to be another hellish experience doing that. I also got Frankenstein and Dracula. They're all going to be really difficult because they're all based on movie posters like this. But I figured in the end I could somehow put these up or frame them or do something with them. And then I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's good to just put the puzzle back in the box, or is it better to like shellac it? What do you call it? Puzzle glue it, and then keep it in a portfolio. So let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, any comments that you have are greatly appreciated. Please refrain from calling me creepy. I had enough of that this week. But hey, if that's what you really think, go for it. This is Garage Geek, and I am signing out. Thank you for all the support.